What? Hi. Oh, welcome. Welcome all. I'm glad you're here today. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I'm going to be going live a lot this week. It's a little overboard, but I thought it'd be fun. So today's the first one. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Hello. Yeah, I hope it's sunny where you are because it's gorgeous here. I've already taken 2 walks today. I can't get enough. It just needs to stay like this for a while. But I live in Ohio. It won't stay this way. Anyway, I'm glad you're all here. Yeah, today I'm doing one of those lives where I have pre-planned things. So I have come up with the technique, done some examples, and then we'll kind of recreate it in the live here. One thing that you want to keep in mind is that I will let you guys vote on like what I end up using in what I demo today. So I have some examples. I could do them the exact same, or I can change it up. So welcome. Okay. Today I'm using Pinkfresh. I seem to go live with Pinkfresh a lot, but I think that's because they have a lot of collections that can be used in a lot of different ways. And I feel like if, there's collections like this, there's more you can do with them. The type of products I'm using today is a type of product that has been out for a while. So maybe you have some products that could be used, that are like this, or maybe you have different products that you can use all together. This is a technique that can be done with stamps, dies, stencils, and more. All right. Before we get started, I do have 2 special offers from Pinkfresh Studio. The first one, can you put up the free gift?
Yes.
Mike's going to put up the image on the free gift. Oh, that's not it. There we go. So right now, over at Pinkfresh, I can't read that. That's so small. Over at Pinkfresh, you can, if you spend $25, is that what that says, Mike? If you spend $25, you get to pick a free gift while supplies last, and through, I think it's, through the 18th. Yes. So there are 2 free gifts. What did I say?
It says select free hot foil plate with your order.
So
those 2, I don't know.
Those are the 2 you can choose from. There's the diamonds or the stars. And what you need to do is add what you want to the cart along with $25 or more product, and that will come to you. So I have the information on that in my YouTube description below, so you can see that free gift info. I mean, the value on that is almost $25, and it's free with $25, so that's nice. Now, these are hot foil plates that can be used with like a glimmer machine. If you do not have a foil machine, but you get this free gift, you can use these hot foil plates to make an impression. And if you look at the bottom of my supply list in the description below, I have a link to a video that shows how to make an impression with foil plates. So the free gift is a foil plate, but you don't need a foil machine to be able to use them. All right.
Quite the impression, don't they?
Yes, they make quite the impression. Hello, Betsy. Hello, Kathy. And Brienne is here. My Link Ninja is here. Hi, Victoria. She will help in the comments today. Thank you, Brienne. Okay, that is the free gift. Then I have an exclusive offer that Pinkfresh has given me. And this one is you use my code McGuire and you get 20% off all washi tapes and coordinating products. And I'm going to be using some of that type of product today. All right, so 20% off all washi tapes and coordinating products. This is not your normal like washi tape. This is very unique. I've used them before in videos. And right now it's 20% off all of them except for the new collection of them. I'm going to use some new and some old today, but there's a lot in that category. So all of that information is in the YouTube description below. Also, you can come back, Mike. At the top of my YouTube description, there is a link that has the word live in it. If you open that link, just click on it and open it in a new window, you'll find like an easier to follow way to get everything I talk about. So, or to find all the information. So at the top, it'll have my the freebies and the special offers. Then below that will be thumbnails of the different products I use. So if you want to be able to find something, it'll be easier to find. So again, today I've got some new stuff, some old stuff. The nice thing is a lot of what I do today you can do with the products in that 20% off category. So that's a nice perk. But again, I'll be using these washi tape that coordinate with dies. If you don't have that, you'll see that you can do that with your whatever stamps and dies you have. All right. Welcome. I'm so glad everybody's here. All right, let's get started. So let me show you, first let me show you the type of product I'm going to use today, and then I'll get into this technique that is a 4-for-1 card, where basically you create 4 cards at the same time using a fun technique. And I've never done this one in a video before, but I've come up with cards already and it worked really well. So I'm excited to share that with you. Today I'm doing this 4-for-1 technique with die cuts. They could be stamp die cuts, washi die cuts, whatever. Tomorrow I'll be live doing a 4-for-1 technique with stencils. Hi, Christopher. I like Christopher. He comes in and he says, hello, gorgeous.
Oh, hi.
Yeah. Hey, Christopher, guess what? We have like 3 pieces of candy left from your mom.
There's a weird filter going on.
It's just Mike, Christopher, Mike just said that there must be a filter if you call me gorgeous. Anyway. Okay.
Father.
Oh, wrong one. I did that yesterday too. Okay. Oh, good. Cheryl, I'm glad. I'm glad. Okay. Real quick, Kay, for a good Teflon bone folder, Honeybee has a great one. I really like Honeybees, but you know, a lot of companies have them. So next time you're shopping on a site, like one of our favorite craft companies, look, and chances are they have a bone folder that's good, and just throw it in your cart. That might be the easiest. Okay. All right. Oh, she starts Easter candy tomorrow. Isn't that unfortunate? Okay. So let me tell you a little bit about what I'll be using today first to create my die cuts, and then I'll get into the 4-for-1 technique. So stick around because I think it's a really fun technique that you can do with what you got. So this is a new collection from Pinkfresh. This is called Peony Perfection. So there's a stamp set, there's a stencil set, there's a die set, and then there are actually 2 washi rolls available for this. And what's nice is these washi work with these dies and with the other products. So you don't need all of it, but you'll be able to see how they like kind of change, you can change things up, all right? So for example, this stamp set will create these images, which you could color by hand, or you can use the layering stencils to color it in. So it's just an option. Then there are dies that cut out all of those flowers and the sentiments. But what they also offer, and Pinkfresh I believe is the only one who does this, is a printed washi. And it's hard to tell here, but it has metallic on it, like a metallic outline. I don't know if you can see that shine. You'll see it as we create. And this coordinates with the dies too. So you can use the dies to cut out the stamps, the dies to cut out the stencils, and the dies to cut out the washi. So you've got different options. It's very clever. Now the nice thing is this, for this particular Peony Perfection, they have 2 different washi tapes available that go with it. And one is blue and one is pink, which I think is a nice little perk. All right, so let me just show you. I did the washi for the pink already. I'm going to demonstrate how to do it in a moment. I wonder if you can see that. Do you see that? Ooh, come on. Do you see that shine? There you go. See it? Look at that. So it has this watercolor look to it. It's not like if you bought ephemera, where it's like colored images that are already cut. It's not like shiny. It's this nice, looks like you created yourself kind of watercolor. It's beautiful. The foil is gold on both of these. Okay, so I did the pink already, and you can see all the die cuts you get from it. Let me demonstrate with the blue, because I thought that blue was really pretty. Okay, so you just take the washi, you just pull it, it comes off easily, and you just press it down. This is really complicated. You might have a hard time with this. This is where, like, this would be great for a beginner crafter. All right, so I put that down. I think there's like 30 or 40. I asked Kinnery, but I don't think she saw my text. There's like 30 or 40 repeats of the pattern, so you can make a lot of cards that way. So I just put it onto white cardstock, Now let's get the dies out. And the dies just coordinate with it. And you end up with really nice die cuts that look like you created them, but it didn't take you the time and effort. I can't watercolor, you all know that. So it's 40. Okay, thank you, Miriam. 40 repeats. So you'd be able to die cut 40 batches. Who's here from Pinkfresh? Is that Jody or who's here? They said 40 to 43 repeats. So it's probably Jody. Can you scroll it? So look how pretty this is. Do you see that gold shine on it? It's just beautiful. It's got a nice matte finish to it that is just great. Lovely London, they can be if you get reusable tabs, but I don't normally do that. All right, so then there's another die that cuts out this other half. Doo-be-doo-doo-doo. There we go. And so you can see how quickly you can get different die cuts. Oh, it's Kathleen. If you all have questions for Pinkfresh about like the giveaways or the discount code, Kathleen is here from Pinkfresh. She's new with Pinkfresh and she is an absolute delight. Okay, so now I have all these die cuts. So again, this is the Peony, what did I say? Peony Perfection, and there's blue and there's pink washi. Now you definitely could, by all means, just do the stamping and coloring if you prefer. But I think that's great. Isn't that fun? So this Peony Perfection that has the blue and the pink options available, that's new. That's a new one. So it's not 20% off right now because it just came out, I think, today. So right now, maybe. So this isn't on sale. But if you look in my description below, hi Tina. If you look at my description below, you'll see a link to all of the washi tape collections like this that are on sale, 20% off, okay? And you just got to use my code down there. And I'll show you one of those. Let's see. Let me show you a couple other examples that I had already cut, just so you can see the different looks that they have with these products. Does the washi peel off? No, I have found that the washi doesn't peel off. It's like the right tack, and then you're going through the die cut machine with it, you know? So it kind of smushes it down. But you could also put this down and use it as like a backdrop on a card, like a background. It's a fun update we made to our washi tape. We split the coordinating stamp and die into 2 pieces so it's easier use for die cut. Thank you. I noticed that, Kathleen, and I'm very thankful for it. Hi, Jana. I get to see you tomorrow, Jana. Okay, so this next one, this is another new one. This is the Blooming Grace. I'm too old for this. That's the Blooming Grace. There's the stamp set, the coordinating stencils, and then the coordinating dies, and then there's the washi. So this is what you get after you put the washi down and then die cut it. It looks like there's a shine to it, but there really isn't. It's a nice matte look. I'm just trying to catch, there's little touches of foil here and there. It's not like the whole outline is foil, just little subtle touches, but you can see all the different images that you get from one of the repeats. I want to make sure I'm seeing this correctly. You put the washi tape on a piece of cardstock and then die cut with the coordinating die. Yeah, I'm going to do it again, so you'll see it again. So there you can see the different options in this one. So this only has the one washi option, but you can see it's multicolored. But remember, you could instead do stamp and coordinating stencils if you prefer. Let me show you a couple more and then I'll do some, we'll get into creating. Let's see. This one is an older one. This one I know is on sale right now, and I think it's on sale big time. I don't know if the additional 20%, I think it's on clearance. I've used it before in videos. It's on clearance. I don't know if the additional 20% works on top of that. So we'll have to see if Pinkfresh could answer. Hi, Barb. So this is the pears and pomegranates. This one's been out for some time. It has the large image that you can stamp all at once, the coordinating stencils you can use to color it, the coordinating dies, and then there is the washi, okay? That is done in the same way, and these are the different die cuts you can get. And these don't have foil on it, but they look completely like they're hand painted, like watercolored. Yeah, you could use, Tina, you could use washi behind these, or you could use, or I'm sorry, vellum behind these, or you could use acetate behind these, by all means. Totally. If you want to use it as a sticker, you can use parchment paper, and yes, there's so many different things that you can do with this. If you want to make these just washi stickers, put parchment paper on the back, which it really doesn't want to stick to, die cut it all, and then you'll be able to peel it off. Yeah, they do a good job. Okay, so this is the older pears and pomegranates. Mike, I have a card example using washi pears. There we go. That is a video I did a long time ago. If you look at the center there, that's a shaker card, but at the center there, you will see one of these washi pears and pomegranates. I put a link to this video below in my YouTube description. And oh, it does. Nancy said the discount code does work on clearance. So this particular one, I think is maybe half off, and then you get the additional 20% off. And I really like it. I think it's also good for the holidays too. Now, I have the video linked below for this card, so if you want to find it. I also have videos at the end of my supply list linking to all the other examples I'm about to show you. And all of these were created using washi that coordinates with a die, and most of them are on sale, or in that 20% off right now. Most of them are still available. Can you show some of the other examples? There we go. Okay, this one I know is still available. You can see those flowers have like the gold like outline to them to add that thin gold touch. This was a pop-up card video that I did, and that's linked below too. Yeah, the pears is only $6. That's awesome. Awesome. So that is another example that was done with the washi tape and coordinating dies. Got another one, Mike? This one too. This is one of my favorites. It's like a rainbow watercolor look, which I would never be able to get on my own. I would never be able to get that on my own. So that is another one. The video is linked below. Got another one?
That was it.
That's it. Okay. All right. So you can come back. So just to show you some of the different looks they have with different washis. And somebody asked why they're called washi. Washi tape is like a low tack kind of decorative tape that this has been popular for years. I know it's big in scrapbooking, and it usually is narrow, like narrow rolls, like the width of Scotch tape. Let me see if I can find some. Here's some that I have. I usually use mine like on the back of envelopes, but this is like a normal washi. So it's a low tack tape. You can see it kind of wants to peel up a little bit, but you can press it down or add a little adhesive behind it to get it to stick. But this I find when you run it through your die cut machine, to die cut it, it smushes it down. So it's just a low tack, like you can put it down and move it. But then when you run it through the machine, it pushes it down. So this is a new one. So this is not 20% off, but this is the set that I used on my 4 cards, which I'm going to show you in a minute. And then you can decide which of these washi bundles I use. Okay, so this is,
Here you go.
I love this one.
Can you say this?
What? Oh, look it, there we go. Thank you, Emerita. The name washi tape originates from the Japanese word washi, which means Japanese paper, referencing the traditional Japanese paper from which the tape is made. Thank you, see? She explains it better than me. Thank you for that. Good to know. Yeah, I know it's very, very popular. I know a lot of people when they go to Japan, they come back with tons of it. But I think this is gorgeous, and it's a creative way to do it, because if this were printed paper, if Pinkfresh just sold printed paper, it would have that kind of dull finish to it or a shiny finish. This is like a really unique, it looks more realistic to me. The code for the older washi collections, not these new ones, but some of the older ones, is in the description below, and it gives you 20% off. But remember, you also need, if you're going to spend $25, add one of the free gifts to the cart. That is all in the description below. Hi, Dana. Dana texted me because she said, I haven't replied to you yet, Dana, but you said how excited I was when Colin popped in my live yesterday. And then another friend found the exact spot so I could go back and watch it, and I might have watched it a few times. Very excited. Okay, so this is another new one. This is the Flowers for the Soul. And I really liked the colors on this, so that's why I chose to use it. So there is the stamp set, which you could use if you don't want to do the washi. the coordinating dies that work to cut out the stamps, or the washi. Then the coordinating stencils, which you could use on their own, or with the stamps, or with the dies. Like so many different ways that you can mix and match these. Do any of the washi have silver instead of gold? I don't think so, but somebody from, Kathleen from Pinkfresh, hopefully she'll see that question, Melissa. Okay, so I'm gonna, well, let me just go ahead and demonstrate this and I'll tell you. So this is the washi for this one here. The flowers for the soul. So I just peel it off, press it down, easy to smooth out. I cut off the extra here and save that for later. So now you can see how it's gone down nicely. All right. Now I take one die. They used to sell them connected, but then it was long for some die cut machines. So now they have two dies that cut out all of them, which I'm glad they did. So I've got this one. So again, these are the same dies that would cut out the stamped images if you prefer. And you can see the stamp images are all connected. So you would stamp these all at once and then use this die to cut them out all at once. So there's not a bunch of like individual die cutting. I'm gonna get some vellum out so I can show Tina. Let's see if I can find some. Here we go. Okay. I'll do that in a moment. So here are the die cuts from this one. I just think that's beautiful. I love the colors in it. Those colors just get me. And there's that little foil touch, if you can see that. There it is. See that? Isn't that pretty? It's beautiful. And that's not going to peel off. At least I've never had it peel off. Okay. Then this one. Okay. Line that one up. So again, Pinkfresh has had this kind of product for a while, and all of the older ones of these are 20% off with my code. Just to show you, I've done these in live, used these in lives before, and people love it because it's so easy, right? So I thought I'd use it again. All right, here we go. All of these little dots. I mean, look how, and it cuts the little center bits out. Let me get my center bit popper out. There we go. See how it cuts those little bits out to give you nice up close cutting. All right. Yeah, these are washi sweets. Yeah, that's what I should probably call it. And look at, there's just even these simple little flowers. All right, so I am going to demonstrate today using some of these washi die cuts. Oh, wait, first. Let's put it on some vellum and some acetate so you can see. I'm wasting some of this, but that's okay. So you could put it on vellum. You can see how nice that is. You know what, this would be really beautiful to make a vellum card base and just make the background flower without die cutting it. Just use section there. Yeah, those white bits need to be gone, yes. So, and you can see it's sheer. Goes on nicely. All right, so that's on vellum. I would, to make sure this stays really well, I would put it in, you could just use a bone folder on it, but you see it's not peeling on its own. But you could also put it in a folded piece of like printer paper and run it through your die cut machine, which would squish it down. All right, now where did my acetate go? It's clear, so it's hiding. Here we go. So this gives you more, this is a little more sheer because it's going against clear. That looks really cool though, doesn't it? That's neat. I have to do that in a video. Thanks, Tina. Tina gets tortured by the same coach that I get tortured by. So we send each other little messages about that torture. I don't know if she's still here. I hope she is so she could see that. So this is the flowers for the soul. So you can see the difference between on washi, or on vellum, on white cardstock, and on acetate. There you go, Miriam. Oh, there's all of them. This is the Flowers for the Soul. It's a new one, so it's not on sale, but I made some cards with it. All right. Yeah, there's a beautiful sunflower set. There's a fruit one. Here's the fruit one. I don't have this one. Somehow I think I bought multiples of these. In fact, I know I did because there's 2 here. And I know I have one open somewhere because I used it. But this is another one. I know it's in the sale list. The Fruitastic. It's got like some strawberries on it and some cherries. This is another really good one. And if I have some time later, I will show that. You can keep scrap paper on the end like I did here so you don't lose the end, or you can fold it over, but honestly it's pretty easy to pick, like kind of peel off, but you can always put some cardstock. So like here on this one I leave that cardstock on there so that it's easier to peel away. All right, can you emboss washi tape on cardstock? Yes, you can. Yep. So you could use like a polka dot embossing folder on it. Yeah, totally. Now let me show you the cards I'm going to make. This 4-for-1 technique is something that you can do with any like die cuts like this, where you have a bunch of die cuts. So let me tell you some other options, because I think it's important that you hear other options that there are that you could do with the techniques I show. So you would just, for the technique we're doing, we'll need lots of little die cuts. Now these die cuts could be just die cut from cardstock. Say you just have some solid flowers, you could use those. You could do stamped images that you die cut, but any kind of die cuts. Today I chose to use the washi die cuts, but you could use any stamp sets that you have where you have the coordinating die. So you can have a bunch of flowers or birds or whatever, butterflies. This would be great with butterflies. I do think it's nice for this technique to have some that are bigger and some that are smaller, but really anything, the bigger the element, the easier the technique is, but I'm using some small ones here too. Can you stamp the washi with the stamps as an outline? I've never tried it, but you might be able to. But really, I don't think it needs it because it's got the foil details there. But you might be able to. They do line up. I mean, they do line up because the dies line up with both. So let me show you the technique, all right? I used for these, here are my 4 cards that I made all at once. Now, the 4-for-1 technique comes into making these elements at the center, and then I made each card a little bit different opening so I can just bore you all with more ideas. So for these 4 cards, I used the Flowers for the Soul to create all of those flowers. All right, now I can demonstrate again, doing this 4-for-1 technique, demonstrate making these cards. Carol, my name is with a C, not a Q. So if you place that Q with the C, the code will work. So I could just do the same with these Flowers for the Soul, or I can switch out. So let's see, let me give you some options to vote for. So we could do A, or do, let's see, or B, which are these. These were the colorful ones, the multicolor ones. I don't care, we can use any ones you guys vote for. So this one was the Blooming Grace, and then the Peony Perfection. So Mike, can you do a poll? We're gonna do a poll for A, B, or C. Should I use A, which is the Flowers for the Soul, and it's all these colorful ones, and that's what I used on my examples. Or B, which is the Grace one that has multiple colors. Or C, which is the blue and pink Peony Perfection. So A, B, or C. And I'll use whatever you vote.
Say it again.
Just do A, B, and C. You don't need the name. Just put choice 1. Mike's gonna do a poll in the chat.
Well, say them again.
The names?
Yeah.
Why? Oh gosh, you're making me think, Michael. Okay, Blooming Grace. A, no, that's not right. Flowers for the Soul is A. Okay. B is Blooming Grace. And C is Peony Perfection. So A, B, or C. Mike's gonna put a poll at the top of the chat. I see you guys voting there, but it's hard for me to tell from that. So he's gonna put a poll in the chat and you vote, and I'll go by whatever the people say. There it is, the poll is up there. Should I use A, B, or C? Because I like to make things. If you were my live on Sunday, you saw me crash and burn. I'm not doing that today, I promise. Oh, okay. 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 Jennifer has to think. Yay, Jennifer. Oh, so funny. Okay, so they voted for Peony Perfection.
That's what I chose.
Let me see the other, what were the other percents? Let me click it. I want to see. There we go.
Ooh, flowers for the soul.
Oh, wait. Oh, keep voting. It's tied.
Oh, it's going back and forth.
Oh. I'll give you, it's not going to be Blooming Grace. I know that because not as many voted, but I like this one. This one would be really good for the technique I'm going to show. Just keep that in mind if you're considering any of this. And this technique would work really well with some of the other, like that pear one that's on big time sale right now. It would work for that. So it's Peony Perfection. You know what? I think I'll go with Peony Perfection because I use the flowers for the soul on these examples so you can see what they're like. Okay? You can see how those go on. All right. Just made my life harder. See, I should just... It's okay. Okay, so this is the Peony. Here's the thing. I'm really nervous because Sunday I struggled. I was on the struggle bus. So, you know, I'm a little nervous today. So this is Peony Perfection. I showed you before. It has 2 washi tapes available. There is the pink and there's the blue option, which I like because the washi roll doesn't cost that much. So if you buy the dies, you can get the 2 sets and get the 2 different colors. And I think I'm going to mix on my card the blue and the pink. Actually, I'm gonna let you guys vote. Mike's like, why do you make this harder for yourself? Okay, good choice, Stephanie. Should I use all pink? That's the first choice. All blue or mix the blue and the pink? And Mike is gonna put that poll up. So on my card, should I do, where is that? All pink, all blue, or mix the 2? Because they're the same flowers, right? Okay. Where did those go? Dang it, there they are. Okay. So much for my prep stuff. All right, he's got the poll up there. Pink, blue, or mix? It's up there. All right, I gotta get some stuff out here. All right, what's the vote? Mix, huh?
Yep. I chose blue, but...
Oh, you chose blue? Well, I'm gonna use blue. I gotta get out. I did some, took some little notes earlier. Okay, so I'm using a mix. That makes it easier because I don't have to make more of anything. For this technique, you just need a bunch of die cuts, whatever you want. You liked my chicken card? I'm glad you liked the chicken card. I'll show you the card that I made. Hold on. That I made in my live. Can you hear me, the chicken card? This card, I messed up so many times along the way, but let me show you what it is. But then the chicken spins, because don't we all need a spinning chicken? Anyway.
Wait a minute.
Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna do is I've cut 4 rectangles. And I just chose something that would look nice at the center of the card. These rectangles could be bigger, they could be smaller. Totally doesn't matter. I used the new Pinkfresh standalone die set that is the double stitched rectangles. You know that I'm a big fan of rectangle dies that have the extra detail like stitching. And this one has double stitching. And I like that because it just looks more finished. And also when a die has more metal to it, like it does with the two lines of stitching here, it doesn't like warp at all. The chicken card, it was, I messed up so many times. I tell you guys, I do that all the time. I just usually edit it out of a regular video. I just feel bad when the video goes really long because of that, because I know your time is precious. Yeah, we all need a spinning chicken cart. You know, I never thought I would say those words. Anyway, okay. So I used one of the rectangles from the double stitched rectangles. These are gonna go in my cabinet door. I don't think you can see. I put magnetic sticker strip down the inside of my cabinet door, and I'll stick these to them so I can reach for them often. I just think it's nice to have those that you use a lot. No, the new products are not part of the discount. And the discount is only on the washi stuff, the washi coordinating stuff. Okay, so I cut 4 rectangles out, and the cardstock that I chose to use is the Spellbinders cotton card panels in the porcelain. You could definitely do this with regular cardstock, but I'm doing an impression without ink of a press plate. And in that case, I really do like a cotton cardstock because it pushes in more and it makes it more obvious. But you can use regular cardstock. It just won't be, it'll be more subtle, I guess. Yes, I could have cut the chicken's head off. I could have had it laying an egg. I could have had it pecking. I chose it to spin. I don't know, because it worked. All right, so I cut those 4 using the double stitch rectangles. And on 3 of them, I've already done this to save time. But I'm gonna do the same thing here on this plain one. But you can see that double stitching around the outside. Isn't that nice? Nice finished look, okay? This is the new lattice something. What is that called, Mike? Hold, please. The leafy lattice. Okay, so this is new also. This is a press plate, which if you watched 2 or 3 lives ago, I did it, like I explored all the things you can do with press plates. So you can use it on the batter press, which I'm gonna do. You can use it with the die cut machine and an embossing mat to make a really deep impression, or you can foil with these. All right, so there's lots of options. I just thought it was a nice detail pattern. Then there is a die that coordinates. So you can coordinate out or cut out all that pattern or use the reverse. So you could use a positive or the negative. And these, I believe, are sold separately. So you have the option. All right, so I thought I would do better press with this. And I know I've talked a lot about better press. I just love the better press. This system here, I think it is one of the best investments because more and more companies are coming out with press plates, right? Pinkfresh is one of them. They worked with Spellbinders to develop better press plates that work with their products, and I think they're also sold on Spellbinders. If you're interested in the better press, it is on sale right now at Spellbinders. I have that link in the description below. I think it's only on sale a little bit longer, but they're having like a tool sale, and if you're over there and shopping, get yourself the buttery scissors, the big scissors, the shears, and the mist bottle. All of this is in my description below because those are on sale. And then guess what else is on sale? They're crafty stacks, which I use for all my organization when I craft. I love them. They come with lids, but I don't usually have the lids on it. I just stack them up. Okay, so all of that's in the description below. Okay, so I put a little bit of temporary, or just a little bit of tape runner on the back of my die cut here. Yeah, the better press is one of those things where you don't think you think you could do without, but once you have it, you see how easy it is to use. Very easy to use. And I like that more companies are coming out with plates. And the plates, the press plates foil better than foil plates. All right, so I want to make sure that this gets centered on here. I want to make an impression. I want to make sure it's centered. So here's the trick that I do. I first put the plate on the magnetic area here in the tick marks for an A2 card. You see those black tick marks? I put the top plate Run, Forrest, run. Okay. I put the top, yes, I still have a phone from the 90s. I put the top on. You can see that it snaps in place with magnets. I put a little adhesive on the back of this. Now I can look through, and I look at the grid lines to make sure I get this centered on here. Now my head's gonna get in the way. Enjoy my grays. And this way I can look through it, and I'm just looking at the grid lines behind it to try to get that as centered as possible instead of just winging it. All right. So now I can take that off. Now, normally with press plates, you put ink on them, right? You just ink that up and then it'll give you like a faux letterpress look. I wanted something subtle, so I'm not inking it. This is uninked. I'll pop the top on, the paper's facing down, run it through my die cut machine, and this will give you, is it you, Vicky? It would be you, Vicky. You're trouble. Vicky's my troublemaker. And what happens is it gives an impression. Do you see that? Isn't that pretty? And I just like the faux stitching around the outside edge and then that little detail. This is something you could skip. But one of the things that I'm really liking doing lately is mixing different patterns together, like layering different textures and patterns. So I already did off screen 3 others in the same way. So I have 4 that are done the same way. Yes, my natural highlights. I'm gonna gray with grace. I never dyed my hair. I'm not starting now. I'm just accepting it. I earned every one of those grays. Okay, so I have 4 pieces here. These could be just die cut. These could be hand cut with a trimmer, up to you. Next up, you need some temporary tape. You could use washi tape here. I'm gonna take, this is old purple tape that I've had forever, but another good option is Spellbinders has this yellow tape and it comes in a wider version too. That works too. Now I have these 4 die cuts. I'm gonna flip 2 of them over. So just watch, flip 2 over. I'm gonna tape them together like edge to edge. It doesn't have to be perfect. Who's out there? Is that Lila? All right. So I have them taped together temporarily on the back, okay? Then I'll do the same thing with the other 2. Oh, she's rollerblading out here. She rollerblades around my basement, around the basement here. Okay, so there we have these taped together, right? The next thing we're gonna do is put them together like this and put tape in this direction.
You know what you need to do?
What do I need to do?
Stop doing your live so I can play pinball.
No, we got a,
Union break.
Mike got a pinball machine, and it's right outside my craft room, and it's really loud. Can't you turn the sound off?
No, still whacking stuff.
Close the door. Nobody will care.
No, I'm gonna go up more.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, Ken wants to play pinball, but tough.
I played one game right
Okay.
before we went live.
So you see how I've got them just taped together on the back,
We'll play after you guys get done.
like that. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm gluing die cuts on one big panel instead of 4 individuals. All right. But now I've got to think, because I practiced with the others, but we'll figure it out. So hi baby. Thank you. Oh, she likes my apron. It says, I love craft. Oh, you like my sweater. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna start thinking here. They're gonna all be a little different, but what we'll do is start to glue these across the seams. All right? So let's start up here, and I'm winging it. Thank you, Lila. She just rollerbladed into the room. All right, so I put some tape on the back, some Altenew adhesive. This is my favorite tape runner. It's probably the one I use the most. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna glue across the seam. Now, you could use liquid adhesive here, whatever you want. I'm doing this in case I wanna move it. All right. Oh, I'm glad you got the apron. I'm glad. The pinball machine that Mike got is it's a newer one because it's his first one and he didn't want to start with a vintage one. It is Godzilla, and it is quite more impressive, like quite different, whatever, than what I used to play as a kid, which didn't have all the craziness. All right.
Before computers.
Way back before computers. Yes. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that, Mike.
I'm older.
This is true. Let's see. Let's do that. Yeah. So I put some across that way over these seams. Now I'm going to put some across these seams. Is Ken using pinball? No, Ken was at the golf course all day today. He got there very early and he just got home when he picked up Lila. That's what he does. All right, so I glued these down over these seams, right? Okay. Now I'm going to flip this over and cut. I'm going to cut right along the edge of the die cut. So right between all my rectangle die cuts. See how that works? Okay. I didn't do a great job cutting that. These are by far the best scissors in the world. If you don't have these, see how great they cut. They're like butter. And I'm sure people in the comments will agree because I know a lot of you like them too. They're the 9-inch shears from Spellbinders. They're in the description below and they're on sale. I like them a bit. Yeah, I have issues. But one of these is supposed to be upstairs. Lila steals them, and I always lose one.
Somebody noticed that I put it in the supply list from the last live.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now what was connected, let me put it all back together, is now not connected. Does that make sense? All right. Okay. So, if you're like me and you overthink, this is a great way to put a lot of die cuts onto one rectangle without overthinking, and you'll use all of it. Okay, so that is the first batch. Now watch, I'm going to take these two and rotate them, and these two and rotate them. And first I'm going to cut this off, cut the edges off here. So I rotated those. So now these blank corners are all in the center. Does that make sense? I'll show it again. So Mike got the pinball machine and didn't have a place for it in his house. So he put it in our basement out here. And yeah, it's quite the distraction. Let's just say that. But it's a good distraction. I'll just walk by, play it. It'll tell me how embarrassing my score is. Come along now. What am I doing here? Okay, there we go. Sometimes if you play bad, it says, how embarrassing. Okay, so this is what I had, right? This is how they were taped together. But I am rotating these two, so these blank corners come together, and rotating these. So see how there's a blank corner up there? Now, I'll just reuse this tape. Hold on, please. Okay, so I'm just going to take these, flip them over. And this goes quicker when you've done it once or twice. And you can do this with any die cuts. So say you have a bunch of floral die cuts, you could use that. You have a bunch of butterflies, whatever leaves, whatever you want. But it's a fun way to do this. I have done this technique with stencils in the past. So now I'm going to flip it all over and then tape that together. I have done this with stencils in the past, and I put that video in the description below. If you're watching and you're seeing, like wondering where the voting is, you're kind of behind watching on the live, so it's already passed. So you can refresh if you want to catch up. Okay, so now that's all taped together there. Now you don't really have to tape together. You could just do this on a sticky mat, but I think it's easier to cut them apart after you've put things on it if it's done this way. All right, so this time I think I'm going to do two like this, so I get more on there. Yeah. All right. I probably should have done, no, I don't like that. I want a little bit of, yeah, I like that touch in there. There we go, I'll do that. So you're just really kind of covering the corners if possible so that you know, kind of fill these areas. Now, if you want to, you can do more in different areas here using some of the smaller things. I think I will. How about that? I'm going to take this guy here. Other questions, Mike? Oh, I'm glad you watched that Stencil. And I'm going to show another version of doing this kind of technique in tomorrow's video. That's nice. There we go. Then let's do... Ooh, I like that one. Maybe I should have used that in there. I could. Yeah, I might go with blue here. And I'm also, you could change them up, but I'm kind of doing the same thing up on the top and the bottom. Does tape tend to stick worse to the cotton cardstock? I don't know what you mean by worse. Okay, so I filled in some of that there. Now, worse, I don't know. I'm gonna flip this over and cut between the die cuts. So I like to do the tape pieces on the back, but you could, again, you could do it on the sticky mat and just pick it up and kind of hope they kind of stay where they need to go. It's up to you. There we go. So now look at that. You have 4 that came together very quickly, and you don't have, you know, sometimes when you glue things around the edge, you cut things off, you have like all of the leftover bits that go to waste. I didn't cut much off the sides, so everything was really used, and I still have all these that I can use. All right. So they all, a nice thing about how I did it, these two have pink and blue. This one has only blue, and this one has only pink. Huh. So now everybody's happy when we voted before. And if you wanted to, you can fill in with some of the other little bits, but I don't think I'm going to because I'm going to put a sentiment on it. So then you can see that you have that bit of impression in the background. We covered a lot of it up, but I love that it's there. And then see the gold on there? Really fun. All right, so there we have our 4 rectangles. All right, so I'm going to show you a few things. All right, so here are the 4 cards from before. These used a different one. This was the Flowers of the Soul set. I used the Peony Perfection. The cardstock that I put the washi on, I used 110 pound white, but you could do 80 pound. Whatever, anything would be fine. Anything would be fine. Okay, so here are the 4 cards I did before. So I did a few different techniques here. I think I'm gonna do, I think I'll do this one. Actually, you know what? Mike, do a poll.
Okay.
So Mike's gonna do a poll. You're gonna tell me which card I should start with, which like card fold I should start with. Card 1, 2, 3, or 4, like the background. So the first one, I use that press plate with ink on the background, and it opens this way, and you write your personal message there. So that's card 1. This one, I use the press plate on this portion and this portion. It's light, it's kind of tone on tone. And then there's like this open area here where there is no press plate, and this is where you write your sentiment. So that's card 2. This one is card 3, which is a gatefold Z card. These all stand really nice on display. So that's card 3. And you can see I did the press plate on that. Or the simplest, which is card 4, which is just a basic Z fold. So card 1, 2, 3, or 4. Which one should I start with? Because I don't know if I'll have time to show each of them, but some of them are the same anyways. So let's see. Yeah, I figured that might be the answer. I figured that would be the case. All right, so I gotta find cardstock. I think I'll use this one. Or this one. I think I'll use this one. I'm gonna do the multicolor one first. Okay, most people voted for 3. We'll come back to the others for this gatefold. And this was actually quite easy to do. But now I have to find cardstock this color because I changed the plans. Let's see. Hang on. Gotta find the right, I think I want to do a blue card base. No, I want to do a pink. This is where you have to listen to me think. That's kind of nice. Should I do blue or pink with that? Or should I do blue? Let me find a good blue. I'm looking. All right, should I do pink or blue? You can vote. Pink? Oh, that one's over. I already voted. They picked 3. So should I do the card base? Should I do pink or blue? I'm going to use one of these where it's got both the pink and the blue die cuts. So let me know. Mike's going to put up a poll. Pink or blue? So I would use this die cut on a pink note card or on a blue note card. I could do other things too. I could do green, but no, we'll go with pink or blue. So let's see what the vote is and let me know. I think I want a lighter weight. What's it saying, Mike? Hold on, I'm looking for something here. It's a pretty heavyweight cardstock. What are they saying?
Blue.
Blue. This might be pretty too. Ooh, I like that. I don't know. We'll go with this. Okay, so blue. Blue it is. Okay, we'll go with blue. By the way, this is, this one I did here. What is this cardstock? I thought it was Spellbinders. I just want to tell you what that color is. I think it was Spellbinders. Yeah, this is Seaside, Spellbinders Seaside cardstock, and I used waterfall ink on the press plates, so you can see that there. So that's what I chose for that one. But we'll do blue. I wonder if this is too bright of a blue. See, this is where I start overthinking people. No, you guys voted. This is, you know what? I should look at Gina's. Gina's, no, I think that sky blue from Gina's too bright. That one is Lawn Fawn Moonstone. How's that for exciting? I think also, yeah, I think that's probably the best color. I was wondering if there's darker would be good, but we'll go with it. See, this is what I do. I overthink my colors. All right. This is an easy fancy fold, I promise. Can you scroll it, Mike? Okay, so to do this kind of gatefold, Z-fold, whatever, you need to take a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock and cut it right down the middle at 5.5. So you have 2 pieces that are 8.5 by 5.5. Then you need a scoreboard. And then we're going to score these in each of these the same, all right? The first score line will be at 2 1/8 of an inch. So it's just 1 groove over from 2 inches. All right. Then 4 1/4 inches, which on this scoreboard is a little star. So 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. And I'll do the same thing on the other one. 2 1/8, 4 1/4. So you have 2 that are exactly the same. All right. Yeah, Concord and Ninth Harbor would work here too. I've got this one, so I'm going with it. Going with it. Hopefully it'll work out okay. We will see. So I'm folding these like a Z fold. So you end up with this. Now, that right there is what I did for this card. See? All right. That is what I did for this card. Oh, Bran put a gatefold card video up. Thank you, Bran. And I did that for this card. Okay, so you only need one if you want that type of Z-fold card. All you would do is glue your die cut onto that front flap only, and then you can put another die cut on the inside, and that's it, okay? Yeah, I'm an overthinker, especially with color. Like this is gonna throw me off because I'm not loving that bright blue with it, but we're gonna go with it. Okay, let's see. Oh, I gotta do the same thing to the other one. So basically what these Z-fold cards are is it's a card base. See the card base here? But then you fold back halfway on the front of the card. So you have 2 Z-fold cards. All right? So these are exactly the same, but I'm gonna take one and rotate it, and it will go into the other. And this will give us that gatefold thing. See how it's gatefold? What are the measurements of the floral piece? Which die in the set did you use? These are 2 3/4 by 4 inches. And that is from that double stitch rectangle. All right, so see how these go together? I just slide them together. But notice there's a little bit of a gap there. I don't want that gap. So to get rid of that gap, all I do is I take this one from the inside and I cut a hair off this inside edge. So I'm gonna take this, cut just a hair off that, about 1/8 of an inch, and then watch. Now when I put it in, the gap's gone. Okay? Can you scroll? All right, now I'm gonna put some so I'll put adhesive in here. Yeah, I think a lighter blue might have been a better option, but we're going with it. We're going with it. We have this one that has lighter as an option, or as an example too. So I just took my 2 Z-fold cards. I'm putting this one in the inside. And then I just make sure that the fold lines meet nicely in the middle. And I'm not doing it. Usually I do this with liquid adhesive. You'll see why I didn't here. And so that I can wiggle it just right, but I didn't. I didn't want to wait for it to dry. There we go. So now we have, Isn't that cool? Yeah, I give so many haircuts, I could be a barber. Yeah, I like to do haircuts to my projects. All right, now I want to do the press plate on the front so that there's press plate on this flap and this flap. All right? So I'm gonna do a little trick here. Now this is a very heavyweight cardstock. This is like 100, 110 pound. So look at how much thickness there is there. I have my leafy lattice plate right where I want it, actually. I'm just gonna leave it right there. But I'm gonna do something I've actually never done before. I'm gonna take the magnetic platform or plate out from the Better Press, and there are these 3 shims in here, and I never take these out. I just don't. But I'm gonna do it today. That way, there's less pressure when I put this big, thick card through it. This is gonna put a lot of pressure down. I think I probably should have used a lighter weight cardstock, like I did here. I used a lighter weight cardstock, but it's done. So I took those shims out, I'll put this back in. Now we need to, I'm gonna use a little bit of my glue tape, which I can remove later, just to kind of flatten everything down. All right, so it's flat and closed. I'm going rogue. Oy vey. This is where things went south the other day when I went rogue, but I'm gonna do it anyways. All right, so now put some tape on this. I'm gonna slide it in between the layers. There's a piece there. Okay. I'm gonna tape this down, put this on top so I can kind of see. Excuse my head. All right, there we go. So now this is taped down to the center. I need to find a light blue ink. I don't want this to be super, bold. This is gonna be pretty bold, but what the heck? That's what we're doing. Is that gonna stay closed? Now let's ink this up. This is Slumber, which is a Pinkfresh dye ink. I really like their ink colors. I think they're great. You can use pretty much any inks you want on a press plate. I'm just dabbing that on there. I over inked on the edge here, so I'm just gonna wipe all that off. I think that's good. All right, stay flat, stinker. Hopefully that'll stay. Okay, now I just put this on the top. I felt that paper come undone, and then run this through. Because there's so much folded cardstock in here, I took those shims out, and I'll put them back in when I'm done. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Dang it. I love my Better Press. I love it. And this would foil beautifully too. Now I got to remove all my adhesive. Open this up. Remember how I put some of the tape runner? One of my most used tools is an adhesive eraser. I'm a big fan of adhesive erasers because I use it like this when I use a tape runner and I want to remove that stick. Another time that I use it is, say some clear glue dried and it was showing where I didn't want it. This will help with that too. So like if my Gina K Connect gets somewhere I don't want it. All right, isn't that beautiful? Yeah, these colors, I like it. I like the colors. I don't know that I'm gonna like it with the pink, but we're gonna see. I can always switch to the all blue. You have to know how much time I spent choosing the colors to go on these. It was ridiculous. Ridiculous. All right, then there's some in here. So adhesive eraser is a great tool to have. Sometimes an adhesive eraser is also good for removing little ink smudges sometimes. Sometimes it helps. It's inexpensive, lasts you forever. Look at, I have a chicken head on my desk still. Okay, there we go. Isn't that fun? So I took these out. In fact, I'm going to put these shims back in because I had lots of folded cardstock going through. All right. Now let me show you. I'm going to show you a different, actually, I'm going to show you something else in a little bit. Let's finish this card. Maybe. All right. Next up, Mike, are there questions? I don't want to miss things. What we got? What is my die cutting machine of choice? If you look back, if Brianne is still here, she can put the video up. I did a crafty gift guide, and in it I did my 3 favorite die cut machines, like full size. For an electric machine, I like the Empress, which I'm using right now. For manual machine, which both work with the Better Press, I like the Gina K Intracut. It's got a dial on the side. Instead of changing out plates, you change the dial. Very easy to use. Or the Spellbinders Platinum, which I used before. I think all 3 of them are really good. I don't know the folks at Anna Griffin really that make the Empress, so I don't know about customer service, but I've heard good things. And then also the Spellbinders team, I think they're great. And Gina, I mean, we all know Gina is one of the best. Does Spellbinders make the scissors that are spring-loaded? No, yeah, these aren't spring-loaded. If you want good spring-loaded, the Tim Holtz ones are great. These are the minis. I love these. These are spring-loaded. In fact, they come with 2 different springs, so you can choose how springy you want it to be. And he has a bigger version. Mine are in the other room because I cut my felt with them. All right. Let me show you what I did. So here I used one of the double stitch rectangles, and this is going to get glued to the inside. So there's a nice spot there to write our personal message. In your youth, did you ever think of becoming a teacher instead of an engineer? Yes, I wanted to be a high school math teacher. I really, really wanted to be a high school math teacher. That was my, what I wanted to do more than anything. However, my high school math teacher told me I should be an engineer. So I really idolized him, and so that's what I did. But I think it would have to be high school. I would want to be a high school math teacher. I couldn't. My second oldest is a kindergarten, young age teacher, and that superhero status. I don't have that status. All right, hang on. Mike, read me another question while I find some cardstock here.
Do you think press plates will make embossing foliage obsolete?
Do I think press plates will make embossing folders obsolete? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's not the same color. Dang it. No, I do not think so. I really don't. I think they're just two very different things. I thought that was the color I chose. Yeah, it's close enough. No, I think they can be used in two completely different ways. Embossing folders are inexpensive. There are lots of things that you can do with them that are, lots of techniques. And I've done a billion techniques like that. Where'd it go? I just put it all back. Oy vey. So I don't see that going away. What did I do with it? I'm losing my mind. I don't see those going away. And press plates are different because they don't give as deep of an impression as an embossing folder. However, you can get a deep impression with a press plate if you use it with your die cut machine and an embossing mat, which I showed in my live a few days ago. Oh, if I had to choose, would I buy Fuse or Better Press? Listen, it really depends if you want the texture or if you want the shine. It really depends. I think they're both great. The Fuse, I think, is a little less expensive. I don't know. I already answered that one. Okay. Next, let me show you these. I'm cutting a rectangle from the same color of cardstock. This rectangle is a bit bigger than the double stitch. Okay. This one is from Spellbinders. I put this in the description below. I've been really liking these dies lately. In fact, I have them right here because I use them so much. They're right in my door. Hang on, let me get them off the magnet. These are just rectangle dies, but there's extra metal to the left and the right of the cutting die or cutting line. See it? And that allows you to make sure you don't get that warping, but also it's going to give a little impression that looks super nice. So there are actually two sets. These are called the matting basics. There's set A and set B. And if you get the two, you get like all the matting layers, they're like alternate. This set is 1/4 of an inch between each. The other is 1/8 an inch between those, if that makes any sense. All right, so I like these. You can cut, you can measure, you can do whatever. I also like that it has this one that you can use for sentiment strip. Set that aside, put those back later. Yeah, the matting basics are down there. So because of that extra metal, see how look at that. Isn't that so much nicer than just a rectangle? Very detailed. Yeah, they're great. They're great. And yeah, they work well with a lot of different ones. All right, so let's put some, actually I should use liquid adhesive. Hang on, let me get some liquid adhesive out. Oh, let me decide. Am I gonna do, oh wait, I'm not done with this. Oh, I messed up. Hang on, I wanna do something else to this. If I can find those pieces I just made. Let me recut that. Yeah, those Spellbinders matting dies, they're good ones. I don't think they're on sale right now, but Spellbinders has sales often, so you can just kind of put it on your wish list. But Spellbinders does have tools on sale. So like the mist bottle, the scissors, the craft stacks, the glimmer machine, the Better Press. I love when they have tool sales. Okay, so I have that now. Now I want this to be darker. I want this piece to be darker. So I'm going to use that same Slumber ink that I used on the background, and that way I know it's going to match nicely. Where is my, here we go. Yeah, I make a lot of sound effects. Yeah, Jesse, you should hear the sound effects I make when I'm working out, right? Okay, so this is Slumber. It's the same color I did on the background, so it's going to match. And I'm using the Pinkfresh 1-inch brushes, which I call the magic brushes. They allow you to do beautiful blending very easily. And also it gives you the control so you can do a light amount of ink instead of a heavy amount. You just kind of build it up, which allows you to get more from your ink. So I'm doing kind of a medium application of this, and I'm only doing the edges because that's all that's going to show. This will give me a rectangle mat for a floral piece that matches the ink I used on the backdrop, on the background, instead of going and finding a cardstock that works. All right. Or you buy the Post-it notepad that tells, Annette, Honeybee. Honeybee has some, I think Simon Says Stamp has some too. So see how nice that looks? The edge? All right. Gina's here. Gina's here? Gina. So Gina is here. Everybody say hi to Gina. Gina was really sick last week, and she never gets sick, and I'm so glad she's feeling better. Gina, I was talking about your die cut machine before, and I told everybody I'm going live tomorrow at 3 doing this 4-for-1 technique, but with stencils, and I'm going to be using your products. So I'm glad you're here. Let me decide. Do I want to do the pink? I might stick to just blue. I like the just blue better. Sorry, guys. I know I just vetoed what you all picked. But you know, sometimes you got to go with your gut. Let me get this. Yes, say hi to Gina. Gina is, very important. Gina tonight has her release party. So I think it's 8 p.m. Eastern, and it's where she has her new release, which I'll be using tomorrow. Glue some of those down. Yeah, I like the blue. Yeah. See, you could do the pink, but I like the blue much better. All right, so now I want this only glued on one flap. So I'm only putting, let's see which way. Just thinking where I want my sentiment. I think I'll put my sentiment. I don't know what sentiment I'm doing. I think I'm gonna do it like that and put my sentiment right there. Okay, so I'm only putting adhesive on the back left of this. Got my Gina K Connect. I always say this is, your adhesive has to be a ride or die, something that you know won't fail you, like your best friend. So I've got my Gina K. All right, there we go. So it's just getting glued on that panel over there, and I'm putting something heavy on it. Now, one of the things I want you to notice, yes, Gina's release parties are really fun. I'm gonna try to be in there tonight. I think I can be, because she gets her designers to come in and talk about the products they've come out with, which I think is really nice that she does that, because then you get an insight on why the products were designed a certain way. Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to show you, when I did this, I just glued them flat, right? I didn't put dimension behind them. If you wanted dimension behind them so your flowers had a little pop, all you have to do is take it off, put adhesive on the back of it, you know, foam tape, extra die cuts, whatever, and then put it back in place. And on all of these over here, I did that. After I did that technique I showed you, I took each off because I used just a repositionable tape. And then I added die cuts under it. So see how there's the dimension to them? It took some time to do all that die cutting and putting them in there, but to me, I like that. So on this, they're just glued flat, but you can add that dimension behind it, okay? So let's see what we got here. There we go. So it stands up nicely on display. I still have adhesive somewhere, but there you can see how it opens and closes, all right? And we still have these other ones. All right, we need I'm gonna put this back down. We need a sentiment. You know what I'm gonna do? I'll show you on some of my examples that I did. These are new sentiments that come in some of the sets I showed you earlier. And I really like these because they've got like this handwritten mixed with the type font, which I think is great. But because I don't want to stamp right now, I want to die cut. These hello and thanks, these were done using this is older, scripted greetings die set, which I've used a lot of times in videos, and this is on clearance right now. It's in the description below, so it's a good one to pick up. It's got hello, thanks, and celebrate. I used the hello and the thanks. Maybe I do celebrate on this one. Yeah, let's do celebrate. All right, I've got these. I have scrap. I'm gonna do gold. I don't normally do golds with blues, but sometimes I think it looks nice, and also this has a gold foil to it. the flowers do, so it goes nicely with it. I gotta pop the, oh, it's already done. All right. Yeah, Gina's got some fun things coming out tonight. I'll show you, yeah, the scripted, Brienne just put the link to the scripted greetings down. But here you can see, like this is the flowers for the soul. You can see the different options, and then they have the dies that cut it out nice and close. Simon is here. Hi, Simon. Simon likes the blue. Simon and I were just texting earlier. We're gonna go live together again. He's got some new stuff coming out, and he's gonna teach me how to do it, how to use it. Oh, I like that. Okay. Clean this off. Oh, great. You can hear the dogs upstairs playing. Wonderful. Yeah. Okay. Another option that I could have done for sentiment, I haven't looked at these yet. These are the foiled sentiment ephemera. Oh, this is nice. I need a craft stack. Hold on. I don't want to take these all out and have them all over my desk. So I got a craft stack here. Oh yeah, these are pretty. Okay, so these are die cut words. And what's nice is they cut, you know, it's not like a super shiny gold. Let me see some different words. Let's see, what are the options? There's grateful would be pretty, happy would be pretty. So you could just glue that on there. That'd be beautiful. That's another option, right? So there's silver and gold, and it looks like there's 36 different words in there. That's nice. But I'm going to stick with this celebrate. I just wanted to show you there's another option. The nice thing is that gold on that really goes nicely with the gold details on the washi. Most basic of things, but do you have a hack for getting dies off the packaging they come on easily? No, I don't. Every company has different things. One of the things I like about Pinkfresh dies is they put this thin magnet in there. So they are not, there's no glue holding them on there. It's the magnets there. Yeah, Simon's good about popping in people's lives. I'm usually clueless about people's lives. Yeah, hey Gina, when we go live with Simon, when I go live with Simon, do you want to join us? Oh gosh, we would get in so much trouble. That would be trouble. We would get giggly. I don't know if you all saw the last time I went live with Gina. It was Crafters Gone Wild, right? Was anybody there? Undo works well on the super strong tape. There you go. I just usually stick my craft knife under the tape and pull it off. I don't know. I don't have undo. All right, this is where I kind of go overboard. I'm stacking die cuts so there's dimension. I just want my sentiment. My sentiment isn't black. If my sentiment's not black, it's gold, which is a little more subtle, at least from some angles. And I want it to stand out more on the card because it's kind of busy. So I'm putting extra dimension. So I glued a white die cut to the back of my gold one. And I did 2 white shadows. Yeah. I think Simon was there the time, Simon, I think you were there when I was up at Gina's, when she had a store, and we filmed the It's Not My Hands video. I have questions about how you get your fitness coach to watch one of your lives. He comes in here because he knows a lot of the crafters here. There's a few of us here who go to him. So he stops by. Okay. There we go. Isn't that nice? Okay, then I can add that on there. Ooh, I like that. Okay. Glue that right there. Put something heavy on that. All right, so that's how I did this one here. Okay. Try bending the packaging off. Yeah, like kind of pull the packaging away from the dies. Sometimes that works. I feel like every company is different on how much their dies stick to the tape, or like what kind of tape they use and how much it sticks to the paper, so that's tricky. All right, so there we have it. Oh, and then, Oh, hang on. Yeah, that needs to go right there. Kind of pull it all together because I have lots of them left over. There we go. All right, so that is the gatefold version. And once this is in an envelope, it won't like pop up as much. Okay. Now, I wanted to show you something else. Oh, let me show you how I did this one. So see how I've got the Better Press pattern all over, when you open up the card, it's all over the background. I want to show you how I did that. I'm not going to put the card together so much because it's a lot of it just assembly, but I'm going to show you that fold. So I have here, well, let's start with a half sheet of cardstock. That's probably easier. So I have a half sheet of cardstock here. This is 8.5 by 5.5. All right, now I'm going to do 2 score lines. The first I do at 2 1/8. Remember we did this earlier? And 4 1/4. All right, so I'm going to score both those. And then we fold it in half just like a regular note card. And then we fold it again to get that Z fold. So you see that Z fold? That's the basic card base. I probably shouldn't have done the Z fold already. You know what? I'm not. Hold on. Let me redo that. Let me redo that. I'll save this for, this is what I did. What I just did there is what I did on this one. I just left it plain. So let me start that over. This is 5.5 by 8.5, and I'll score it right down the center at 4 1/4. We'll save that 2 1/8 of an inch for later. All right, so now we just have, this is just a normal note card. Yes, there is confetti. It looks like confetti all over my floor. It's unbelievable. In fact, upstairs on my dining room table, I'm reorganizing all of my gems and pearls, my embellishments. And when I try to transfer it into a different bottle, half of it ends up on the floor. And then I walk through it and I have like a trail going out of the dining room through the foyer, like throughout the house of these little sequins. So yeah, that's what I do. I leave a trail. Okay, I need my Better Press. Let me show you how I did this. There's some blue ink on here. I'll just wipe it off. Good enough. Yeah, I think let's do a little pink this time. Let's go with Ballet Slipper. Okay, so I have a card here. I'm going to, oh, I got ink on it already. All right, so I'm going to take the card and I'm going to just tape it temporarily shut. Okay, so just closing it up. Oh, Laura, still can't find the link for embellishments for charity. Mike, can you put up my Crafty Goodie Box post?
Okay.
It's old. No, it was Thanksgiving like 2 years ago. If you search Crafty Goodie Box, it'll be there. So this is a folded note card. I'm putting some temporary tape on the back. This is how I like to make sure it's lined up with the press plate. Sorry. Put it down. Okay, so that's a folded card tape there. Now here, ink up my, this is a very light color. This is going to be softer. This is Ballet Slipper. The slightly darker pinks in this family I really, really like. I don't use light pink a whole lot. Yeah, I will start doing videos of my reorganization when I finish some of it. I'm just a hot mess with it. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted some pictures in my stories. Love you, Gina. I'll bug you later. I keep taking on different crafting reorganization, and I haven't completed one. I have like 6 in process. Okay, there it is. All right, very soft. Now I'm going to take this. I'll use I could have used tape on the inside. I just didn't. Use my eraser here. All right. Sorry, this takes time. Okay, what's your favorite type of card to create? My favorite type of card. I like these kind of things where I can make multiples at once, where I end up with several elements at once, so I can make lots of cards. Layering die cuts. I love layering die cuts. I just love them. I love putting them together. Okay, so now we did the impression on one side. Now I'm going to do it on the other side. So I'll use a little bit of tape here. Do the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to line it up here. Sorry. Put that down. Now, I keep putting that away. We'll do the exact same thing. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here. And if you're bold and not tired of me yet, I'm live tomorrow at 3 and Thursday at 3. I wanted to do a pre-recorded video in there, but with the organization and the ideas I have, I think it's better to be live. But remember, you can go back and catch the replay. All right. Ooh, everything's falling apart. So basically, I have a folded note card here, and I did the better press on both sides. All right. Now, if you don't have press plates and a better press, what you could do here is just stamp on both sides. Stamp a background image, whatever, anything you want. I had another set of cards I was going to make, but I'm not going to have time today. But I'll show you what I was going to do. All right. I'm going to do this quickly. What time is it? Oh, we're good. Oh, you can get tired of me. Ask my family. Ask Mike. When I sent him a text this morning saying, can you start a live for tomorrow at 3? In addition, he sent me like the face palm emoji. Okay. The replays are always available. And I'm trying to do edited shortened versions. It's just hard to do. Okay, so now I've got the pattern on both parts. Now I'm going to do the score at 2 1/8 on one of the flaps. And there we go. So you can see how the pattern matches up there in the middle. Do you see it? See that there? Shrink, 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 shrink. So now I could do the same kind of concept. So I glue that there. Okay, that is what I did for this card. I just used for this one I used Cherry Blossom, which is one of my favorite like light peach colors. It's just gorgeous. All right. So that's like the 4 for 1. I have these 4 panels, right? This one I'll finish off screen. Probably on this one I would do a nice little gold matte, maybe some gold cardstock or a light pink. Let's see what a gold would. Yeah, I like the gold. And so on all of these 4, you could just put them on a regular note card. They don't have to be Z-fold. And just all you have to do is add a sentiment. So I was able to create the 4 very quickly. Let's see. On this one where I have the press plate only here and here, I just took a piece of yellow cardstock. This is Altenew Vanilla Cream. It was 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. I did the press plate on it with yellow ink, cut it right down the center, and I glued half on this flap and half along the side edge here, and then put a white strip just to kind of give it a little definition. So just different options. So when you're doing this idea here, I glue this one on the front flap first. Then I glue this one, tuck it behind it so they line up. Yeah, Danielle, some people aren't interested in the shortened videos, but there's a lot that are. It's like half of the people prefer the shortened. So I'm a people pleaser, so I'm trying to do both. Do I still use a notebook to organize my sentiment strips? Yes, if I mass produce sentiment strips, I do have a notebook that I keep them in. Unless I did like a bunch of stacked die cuts, then in that case I still have adhesive in here somewhere. In that case I there it is. I put them in little zipper pouches, like if I've got a ton of the same one. Yes, yes, yes. Vanilla cream is incredible. It's a beautiful soft yellow. It looks really nice with Gina K Sweet Corn, which is a bit darker. All right, So there we go. This I probably would add little gold glitter gems, which I don't know where I put them. But that's what I did on these. So you see those, there's clear gems with gold glitter in them. And Pinkfresh has lots of those. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you. I appreciate that. So they're clear gems with gold glitter in them, and they have different colors. They're champagne ones I really like too. So I would probably scatter a few of those around there too. There you go. All right. So that's an idea for 4-for-1 with die cuts. And remember, I started with small rectangles. You could start with bigger ones, put more on it, totally up to you. Totally up to you. There's lots of different options. Now the next thing I wanted to show you, I don't think I'm gonna have time. Yeah, I'll try. I didn't plan this one as much, so we'll do what we can. This is the Foliage Flare. Foliage Flare. So there is a cling stamp. It's a solid stamp, so it'd be great as a background stamp. Hi, Mindy. Then there are layering stencils to color it in. And then there is a die. And this die cuts out all of it connected with a thin white frame around it. So you can see the white frame. You just would stamp first. These are just plain that I have here. So I can finish this because I did it already. So let me show you what I've done. I've done a few here. Now this one here is, I created this one using the Foliage Flare. I did not do the stamped image. I just did the stencils. So I think it's a nice soft look because there's no outline. Now you'll notice that these little bits here, you just would have to draw in with a pen or cover that up with a sentiment. But then you can take this die and just cut it right out. Isn't that pretty? Now, the other one that I did, this one I stamped with a light gray ink. Now you could stamp with I said that one already. You could stamp with black ink to have black outline, silver embossing, anything you want with this image. I chose a lighter gray ink. This is not mist, it's Rocky Slope, I think. Yeah, Rocky Slope from Pinkfresh. And I think sometimes it's nice to have a lighter color outline. And they, Pinkfresh gray inks, which include Misty, Coast, Rocky Slope, Metropolis, and then is it black? Yeah, and then, is it black? Yes, and then black. And those are really nice, good grays. Not too warm, not too cool. So you can see I stamped with the medium color. That's the Rocky Slope. Then I used the coordinating stencils and I colored it in very quickly. I did very quick blending. These stencils are nice because notice the detail in that big leaf. The stencils do the different details in it. And then there's details to the flowers. And I used those to create this. For this, I used, the colors I used here, I used Grassy Knoll, then added a little bit of dark to that with olive. Then, can you put it back to the main screen? Then the touch of blue, notice there's like a touch of blue on my green leaves. That I did with Tidal Pond, I think it's called. Then the flowers are with Waterfall and Turquoise. All right, so I did that. All you do is stamp the image and then line up the stencils. I went ahead and did that already. Oh, is it licorice? Oh, sorry. The darkest in the gray is licorice. I need to fix that. I don't have licorice. So very easy. Stamp, stencils. The stencils just line up perfectly with the stamp image. So I did that off screen to save some time. And now we're going to try something because that's all I did. I ran out of time. I do like the soft version. Look how beautiful those leaves are. So pretty. Anyway, that's without the stamped outline. So this is the Foliage Flare. Now, let's try something. I am going to use the die to cut this out. So I've got, this just lines up nicely. I don't want it to shift at this point, so I'm gonna put a little tape on it. This is a magnetic plate, but sometimes if I really wanna make sure it doesn't mess, Brianne, you stinker. Thank you, Brianne. That was very nice of you. It was very nice of you. You're the best. All right, so I'm putting tape there because I really don't want it to shift right now. Brianne is awesome. Brianne is, she's my ride or die. She's a good human. But look at, you can, here, I'll show you. You could, everybody give Brianne some love. I think she could use some love in the comments. She's a godsend. Okay, look at this. Isn't this pretty? This would be pretty glued onto the front of like a clear note card, or, can you scroll it, or vellum note card. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Another thing you can do is you could cut different sections away and like maybe just use this flowery thing here alone or this flowery thing alone. All right, so it's nice to have the options. Yeah, it does look like brush strokes, Tina, which is nice because I'm not good with that. So I just like the look of that. Now I thought it would be fun to use, this is older. I don't even think I have it in the supply list. Can you add it? It is the Charming Stitched Florals. I don't know when they came out with this. This was a while ago. And I have the new Spellbinders Water, Richard. This is the new Spellbinders Waterfall color. Now you know I love waterfall ink from Pinkfresh. Look how nice the waterfall cardstock from Spellbinders matches the waterfall ink from Pinkfresh. I don't know if they planned it, but I like it. This is a beautiful color. It's so pretty. All right, so I'm gonna do, now these stitching, this is like a faux stitching pattern. This background die doesn't actually cut. It just does that faux stitch pattern. Oops, sorry. So it just adds some detail to the background. Yeah, you could do like a full shaker card with this. Lots of things that you could do with it, but I'm just gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. This is not 4 for 1 that I'm going for. This one's 2 for 1. I could try 4 for 1, but I'm kind of running out of steam. Oh yeah, see, so now, do you see just that little bit? I told you I'm really liking adding more textures to the card so that little bit of stitching kind of shows through. And the nice thing about doing that is this is an older product. And I've told you many times in videos, whenever I use something new, I want to make sure that I incorporate something old with it. Like here I used an old sentiment. You know, here I'm using this old plate. Now it's not that old, but something from my stash that's put away. And that way I'm using my stash even when I'm using new things. Sometimes we forget about products, but I ran across that one today and I was like, okay, I gotta use that. All right, so now I'm, let's see what I can do here. Let me think. It does add a lot, it really does. I think I'm gonna make this 2 for 1 by cutting at a diagonal. Y'all gonna freak on me here. This is where I lose ya, but I'm gonna do it anyways. What do you think? So I'm thinking if I cut it at a diagonal, I have 2 pieces that I can use on 2 different cards. And I'm gonna cut it like, so there's blue on both sides. Does that make sense? I don't know. We're gonna do this, and then Jennifer's gonna say, well, I shouldn't have done that. Here we go. Yeah, I don't know what we would do without Brianne. All right, I lost a little bit here, but that's okay. We can glue those things back in. Wait, hold on. Where did my leaves go? There we go. Okay, so now these are, I just cut from white cardstock. I know, I just freaked everybody out. I love it. I love freaking you guys out. I haven't cut stamps in a while, so I gotta cut something. This right here, I used that die to cut twice from white cardstock, okay? And these, so this is 2 white die, Paula, 2 white die cuts glued together. And I'm gonna glue it to the back of this so that I have some dimension, because you know me. As Laura Basson says, dimension is life. Yeah, the bits, we'll just glue them back in. It'll be fine. I can look at the picture. Okay, so let's put that down. I love that I just gave everybody a heart attack. I love it. Makes me laugh. You know, it's just paper. I can glue it back together. I could actually glue the other half on here and nobody, you know, you would barely see it. And we all survived. Did you notice that? We all survived. All right, so there we go. Okay, so now it has 2 die cuts behind it, so it's a little stacked dimension. Let me put those to the side because we're gonna need them in a minute. So I'm gonna go back through and cut again. The pieces are gonna come detached again. It's okay. Here we go. Everybody's gonna freak out again. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's for one card. See, you know what I could have done? I could have glued it all onto this background, then cut it. But I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet. Okay, so now these pieces get glued on this half. My cards all have at least 2 stacked layers. I agree. You know, you could do foam dots behind this. That would drive you absolutely crazy with this one, I think. But I like the idea of the stacked dimension with the extra cardstock because it holds up better in the mail. It really does hold up better in the mail. It doesn't get as crushed. And the white cardstock that I used under there can be mess up. In fact, it was mess up. I have a section of mess up white cardstock where I've stamped and it's not going to go in the trash can. Instead, it adds dimension behind something. You can also use packaging. So like this paper in here, if you don't want to keep it, do your stacked die cuts from that because nobody's going to see it. And then there was this little guy. I think there was a little leaf somewhere too. There he is. I'll save those. Here's this one. The leaf I will find later. Okay, so now I think, so now I have 2 pieces. I think I want this on white. Yeah. Okay, so now I got to glue some more. People are amazed with the stacked dimension. I wish the stacked dimension showed up better in person, or in the video as it does in person. The shadow that stacked die cuts gives really stands out in person. Yeah, dimension is nice. Are you all traumatized? Who's traumatized? Whose hand do we need to hold today? Did I see Michael? I think I saw Michael say it was he's traumatized. And now it really doesn't matter where these go. I'm just gonna eyeball it. It looks good about right there. I didn't put a ton of glue on these, so let's hope they stay put. All right, look at that. That's cool. Boom. Put something heavy on that. Let's see. Oh, Paula, Jane, lovely London, I'm sorry. Sorry. But I'm hoping it's worth it in the end. Who knows? May not be. There we go. Oh, I didn't cut it close enough. Oh. There we go. Okay. Should have trimmed that off before. Okay. Now look at that. You can put it on a card either way. See? Look at that. So you could do it this way or that way. I'm going to do it this way, and you can put like a big sentiment here. All right? So then this one would go on this half, and you would, I'm not going to glue it down now because I'm going to run out of time here. And then you have this one. I probably would do the same orientation. I do it like that. I like that orientation. I don't know. Or you could do the other way. See, this is where I overthink again. But now you have 2 cards. And what I would probably do, so when you have something big like this, I mean, you could leave it connected by all means, but that's kind of like the obvious way to use it, right? Would be to keep it all connected and you'd have a background for a card. But why not just cut it? And sometimes, I mean, you could cut it in half or, straight line, but I really like that diagonal line. Okay, so I use that same Charming Stitched Floral on white and then put this on, and then you can see the stitching pattern continues from that waterfall blue paper to the white. And that's a lot of interest on that. So now all you need to do is add like a impressive sentiment. Let's see. Like you could, oh, this would be nice. You could do happy. You could always turn it this way too. Oh, you could do that. You could do like this way and put happy there and then like stamp birthday or something next to it. So it could also go that way. Isn't that nice? Like I don't know that I would use like a dainty sentiment on this because I think it might get lost, but something bold. Even these would look nice. That celebrate would look really nice on that angle there. Or you can have like the celebrate go right across here. So that's 2 for 1. I think haircuts, chop things up, and it gives you more options. So I'll have to finish this card off screen because I still have to do a giveaway. So, oh, and whoever asked about the tape, sometimes I just leave it on the back. It loses its stick eventually. Yeah, so yeah, you definitely could do a horizontal card here. Another fun thing you could do is make your card flap at an angle too. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with this. But it's fun to be able to cut it at an angle as opposed to just in half. All right. Yes, Concord and Ninth chunky sentiments would be great here. Like the big hugs, that would look really good on it. All right, so this was the Foliage flare. And I like this, look at their example here. They did it just in blue and white, which I think would be nice. Like you could even start with like a light blue cardstock and then ink with darker blues and just have it all be blue. Nobody said all your leaves have to be green. So anyway, I think that's what I'll do to finish those. I think maybe at the angle like that. And then put a sentiment. All right, can you scroll it? Okay, so that's just a little bonus idea there. I'm not gonna finish those right now to save some time, but I am reorganizing for March. Here's the thing. I have a lot of work this week, like a ridiculous amount. So I'm only organizing in the evenings. I'm gonna set up my walking pad while I organize at the table. But I'll get sequins in my walking pad, I don't know. Anyway, so I'm organizing in the evenings. I really want to take some time to do it during the days, but it might be like a second half of March, beginning of April thing. I just take on too much. Oh, Danette, thank you. And Anna, thank you. Bless you guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. So there we have some cards. We have 6. 5. That's 5. But I also have some almost done. I did the core parts of it. Did you say reorganizing is on IG? No, I've been putting in my Instagram stories like peaks of my mess as I reorganize. Right now I'm trying to finish up my gems and pearls and such. I'm purging as I go, so I'll have a lot to give away. I'm changing to a new storage system that doesn't take up drawer space, and then I'll share the video on it. And then I've got to finish, Mike's working on finishing my ink organization, then I'll show that. Then I got to finish my cardstock organization, I'll show that. Felt organization, I'll show that. Stamps and dies and all that. I'm gonna, as I get them done. But you guys got to understand, this is a monumental project because this is my work. So I work really hard to make sure I keep the things I might need to use again. And I have a lot of products. Some are sent to me by companies, some I buy myself. I buy a lot myself. So every once in a while I just got to purge, and that's what I do as I'm reorganizing. So I'm working on it. But there'll be a lot of giveaways of stuff. Can you scroll it? Okay, so we're gonna do a giveaway now. What was my giveaway? I can't remember. I had one picked out. I had one. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Hold, please. Oh, yep. Oh, yep. I know what it is. It's a die set. I actually put it away, and I didn't mean to. Let me get it out. Here it is. Okay, so this, you know how I used, I'm a mess. You know how I used the double-stitched rectangle dies? I'm gonna give away the double stitch nested hexagons. For a chance to win this, you guys had to look at my rear, I'm sorry. For a chance to win this, you just need to leave a comment in the chat. If you've already done so, you're already eligible. Mike will randomly pick somebody. So these are the nested hexagons that have the faux stitching, double line on the inside edge. And they also have nested foil plates that coordinate hexagons. So I like that they have lots of different things to coordinate over at Pinkfresh. So they sent me a set and I bought a set. So I'm going to give away one of these. While Mike picks a winner.
And some embellishments.
Oh, and you're going to get some embellishments because I have lots of sequins and stuff that I need to get rid of to hand off to another crafter. So we'll throw some of those in too. While Mike picks a winner, gives you a little time here and then he'll pick a winner. A reminder that Pinkfresh has a free gift with $25 purchase. And it's a nice gift. You have a choice between 2 different foil plate sets. You get to choose, you put it in your cart along with $25 worth of product and you get it for free while supplies last. All that information is in the YouTube description below along with links to the free gift options. And in the description below at the bottom, I have videos linked. And in there is a video that shows how to use a foil plate if you don't have a foiling machine, because there are ways to use it. Then also, Pinkfresh has an exclusive offer for my friends, and that is 20% off the washi collections that they have. It doesn't include the new ones, but all of the older ones, and there's a link to that section in the description below, along with the code for that. So be sure to check that out. Very generous offer from Pinkfresh. They're very kind. So that's all in the description. Everything is there so you can easily find it. Do the Pinkfresh have the label? Like, I missed that. Hopefully Pinkfresh can answer. Yeah, 20% is very generous, Mary. I agree. No, it's okay. Okay. All right. So the winner, Mike, you got a winner?
Oh, there's the one.
Do the Pinkfresh have the label like the one on the hexagon on all their products? This is my own packaging. When I get a die set, this is the pocket I put it in. So it hasn't been used, but it has been taken out of the original package. But it still works great. All right, so this is the winner of the double stitch hexagons is?
Jenna H.
Jenna H.
Last name starts with H.
Last name starts with H.
Yep.
Jenna H. So Jenna, if you go to my website, go to contact me and send me an email with your address, we'll get that sent out to you. Yeah, let's see if there's anything else I'm missing. Yeah, Pinkfresh is great. They're very generous. Kenry does a really good job making things available in like free gifts and discount codes. She's just really generous that way. And then they have great new products too. All right. Okay. So I think that's it. I am going live tomorrow at 3. And I am going live Thursday at 3. So I have tomorrow at 3 I'll have it pre-planned. It might be a little bit of a shorter live, but I will do another 4-for-1 technique like I did today, but I'll use stencils. Okay. So that's tomorrow, but it'll be pre-planned, but you can help me choose colors and things like that. Then on Thursday, it will be a pre-planned video. When I say pre-planned is I prep it ahead of time so I know where I'm going with it and I can show more examples that way. That it will be like stretching your supplies, and there'll be a few like more traditional masculine cards for those of you who really like those. So tomorrow at 3, Thursday at 3. Is that right?
Yep.
So far. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate the time you spend with me. I know it's always long, but I hope you learn a thing or two. Yes, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Sorry, yes. And if you have any questions, if you're watching this in replay, just leave a regular comment and we'll try to get answers to you. All right. Yes. Thank you all. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Bye-bye.